Am I recording? Okay, yes I am. Okay, so today I'm going to try my first episode of, involving everything. This is featuring Jessie, and I'm Jessie, and these are I just wanted to preface by saying I'm not a professional of, any sort. I'm not a professional musician, so when I talk about music, I'm just going off, what I believe and my passions and all of that. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a scientist. I wish, though. That would be badass. I am not an expert in any one field. I'm not. These are my opinions. I try to base most of my opinions off facts. I do have a bit of a temper when it comes to certain issues, but I try to be factual and fair. So that's that. Okay, so let's get started. I took notes, actually, for the first time ever. So, Juneteenth is this Friday, and they're having let me check. It's up in New York. I tried to do all of this beforehand, but I got confused. Okay, so let me look at my events. I'm not allowed to reply or, say that I'm going to anything, which is such a weird thing. Where's my calendar? Silent Blackout March in Jamestown, 2 to 5. Hello, everyone. I'm organizing this march for Juneteenth and also for the Black Lives Matter movement. We will march up Washington Street from the park to the City Hall, where I or one or two others will speak. I ask everyone to please wear all black attire and wear masks. So, I will be going to that. That'll be great. It's Juneteenth Friday. I haven't, unfortunately, I got roped into the typical, I got roped into, the typical capitalist system when it came to protest. I've wanted to go to every protest within my region. I made signs. I was pumped. I was ready. I have it in my heart to want to go and put my voice out there in defense. But I was like, I have to work. And then, my dad told me that if I went, that I wouldn't be allowed to. My parents watch my children while I work. And my dad told me that if I went, because I would be exposed to COVID, he said that he would not watch my children because then I would expose them to COVID and in turn they would expose him. I thought that was really shitty, and then afterwards, I understand, but it still does not make it any less frustrating to want to be somewhere and support a group of people and not be able to. So, there's that. I want to talk about, excuse me, that was me clearing my throat and growling. Okay, so there was apparently 5 black men, found hanging from trees. And police rule it as a suicide. In a time like now, people rule that as a suicide. Are you fucking kidding me right now, man? No. It's a suicide. No. So, listen, I checked Snopes. Because I was like, I don't want to talk about it without knowing these men's name. But it turns out that only 3 men were actually found hanging from trees. This is what I read on Snopes, so it could be more. I'm not trying to discredit that, okay? But it says that Robert Fuller, Malcolm Harsh, I think that's how it says it, and Dominic Alexander. I feel like there was a woman, too. Why does it not mention her name? And then they said that one man was originally reported as black, but he's Latino. And his family confirmed that he was in fact suicidal. I still don't care. Like, why would you be hanging from a tree? But I don't know. I mean, I care that he was suicidal. That's awful. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, it still doesn't add up to me. Like, it doesn't. Maybe that's bias, but it doesn't add up. And I'm not going to buy it for 1 second. So yeah, that happened. The two, Robert Fuller and Malcolm Harsh, they were found 10 days and 50 miles apart. Right. Total suicide. Sure. Whatever you say. Sounds about white. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. I will be going to the protest Friday. I'm super excited. I might even take my children. We're going to wear... They said we're all black in our masks. I'm so down. It's going to be boiling, but worth it. I also find it annoying that even though, like, even you guys, I'm pretty sure if you're like me, you've been banned from Facebook. So I got a 30-day ban because I told a Karen I was like, where do you live? I just want to knock your teeth out. Because she said some hella racist shit. Fuck her. Anyways. So I'm blocked, but I can still, like, go through my news feed and, like, look and blah, blah, blah. It's getting annoying because the last 2 days, like, everybody's stopped posting. Like, this isn't a trendy thing. Keep posting. Like, things are actually getting done. Things are actually getting done because people are protesting. People are rioting. And I don't care about the riots. Riot. I don't give a shit. P.S. I just want to say that, like... It's mostly white people starting riots, so that's annoying. Like, excuse me. Like, sure, some black folk are, like, joining in on the riots, but it's mostly white people who are like, no, we're going to smash shit, we're going to break shit. Like, we're the ones who can't control our temper. It's not black folk, it's white people. Okay? And I'm not going to lie, I would be the one that would get so angry that I would break something. You know, like, it's frustrating, and I know that that's privilege because, you know, when I watched the George Floyd video, I was like, how are y'all going to stand there and just watch a cop kill a man? And then there was that other, like, the other angle from a different camera, and it showed that all of the people recording were, in fact, black, and, like... I'm like, okay, that's my privilege, because as a white person, if I would have stopped that cop, like, I would have gone to jail, okay? And I would not have cared, okay? People would have spoke up in my defense, and I would have been out, period. If any one of those black folk would have gotten out into the street and tried to stop that police officer, they'd have been shot. They would have been killed. It would have been more than one life ended. And I think that that's super messed up. And that's white privilege. And I feel like a lot of people they still don't grasp that. You know? Like, and I get it. I understand that I could not ever understand. But, like, I'm still going to speak up. I'm still going to be on your side. And I'm still going to be angry when people fuck with black people. Or any people. Did you know? I mean, of course you don't. Of course you do know. I'm stuttering. I don't mean to stutter. I stutter when I get nervous or when I get too riled up. Anyways, currently, they are using a quote-unquote cleaner down on the border, okay, to, like, clean the facility. And this cleaner leaves rashes and blisters on people and prevents them from breathing. Just let that sink in. Just take that little knowledge in. They're literally gassing people for being brown. Are you fucking kidding me? And so I want to clarify also that, like, I say black, brown, and white. Okay, because, like, obviously there are very different nationalities under those, but, like, let's be real, the people aren't hating because, you know, you are Puerto Rican. They hate you because you're brown. They do not care Where if you come from Mexico or Puerto Rico or Spain or Argentina, they don't care. If you come from freaking Georgia, they don't care. They care that you are brown and they want you to dead, and it pisses me off. Like it. Oh, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take a breath. So anyways, that is why I just refer to black, brown, and white, because that's how all these other dumbass fucking white people will understand me. Like, you cannot hate somebody just because they are brown. You cannot hate someone just because they are black. Like, you are not better than anybody just because you are white. In fact, you white trash. Shut up. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Yeah. Back to what I was saying, though. They're literally gassing people down on the border in those fucking camps. Are you kidding me? Like, and our attention needs to be focused on Black Lives Matter. 100%. I feel you, and I am on your side. I just, like, it drives me nuts that nobody's talking about this. White people are just like, yep, we're going to do whatever we want. We're the next freaking Nazis. And don't tell me not to call them Nazis. That's exactly what they are. Ugh. Okay. Let's try to move on. It's Pride Month. Woo! I myself am a bisexual woman. I am with a man. Normally I lean more towards women, though. Not that that really matters, but, like, I'm happy that it's, like, it's Pride Month. Woo! Woo! Like, I get it. Let's talk about, what's her name? I don't want to mess it up. Stonewall riots. Because a riot is what did this. June 28th to July 3rd, 1969. Shouldn't be called riots. Wasn't it like a black gay woman or a black transgender woman? Who was the drag queen that started the Stonewall riots? Marsha P. Johnson. That's so funny that I didn't remember. My sister's name is Marsha. Marsha P. Johnson was an American gay libertarian activist and self-identified drag queen, known as an outspoken advocate for gay rights. She was one of the prominent figures in the Stonewall Uprising of 1969. She threw the brick. Yes. So, I mean, let's just mix it all together here. A black drag queen started the quote-unquote riot that brought about... I'm stuttering. I'm sorry. I'm reading these. Stonewall means fight back, smash gay oppression. That is fucking right. I don't know if this episode will be, like, demonetized or whatever. I don't care. Nobody listens to me anyways, but I'm for riots. Like, how many years have y'all been screaming for equality? And we've been right there, but, like, I feel like you live every day trying to get equality, and, like, white people, we are every once in a while, only when it's, like, right in our faces, we're like, hey, things should be equal, you know? Ugh. Not that we do it on purpose, you know, like, I would never be satisfied with being like, oh, it doesn't bother me, it's not my problem, because that's not how I am. I work hard to make sure that I am aware of what is going on around me. So anyways, it's Pride Month. So anyways, this is how I feel it should go. I feel like we should be in a riot till the end of the year. Riot, protesting, because we're going to take care of Black Lives Matter, okay? We're going to get everything done that way. And then, okay, we're going to work on getting people out of the border. We should just tear that shit down. Kill everybody down there. Oh, I can't say that. Don't kill everybody. Let those police officers, security guards, whatever they are, Nazis go. And just free all the brown folk down there. Okay? No violence. But we should storm the border down there and just knock every fence down and let people go. And then, okay, after that, we're going to come back up. We're going to go back to Washington, D.C. We're going to fucking deal with all our politicians. Because during COVID-19, they're like, nope, everybody's going home. Nobody's allowed to work, which is fine. I totally understand that. But your government should have your back. And right now, people are going hungry. People are unable to pay their bills. People are going to be homeless. People still don't have jobs. They still don't have their first stimulus, which a piddly fucking penny of a stimulus that was. Oh, we're going to give you $1,200. That doesn't even cover some people's rent. It's absurd. So then we'll take care of the government up here. Mitch McConnell, you can just string that bitch right up. I'm sick of him. Donald Trump hiding in his little bunker. I'm telling you, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. So yeah. Oh, I gotta take a breath. I'm sorry. I took a drink of my drink really quick. I recently tried to go vegan. Now, hear me out, okay? So, I wanted to go vegan for health benefits. I was like, you know what? Dairy is not really that necessary. Also, meat is not that necessary. And I want to be more health conscious, right? So that's all great. The problem is that I'm unsure still of how to act in social situations where being vegan is more noticeable. We had a cookout with my family over the weekend, and there was burgers, there was hot dogs, there was barbecue chicken, and then I had my veggie burger. And instead of making a big scene about it, I just ate the burger and some chicken. And then last night, me and Keith had steak. It was a delicious dinner made by Keith. But so I feel like I failed as a vegan, even though I'm still gonna try. If that makes sense. I'm still new. I'm still working on it. I've tried vegan. I made a vegan taco pizza, which is absolutely delicious. I will eat that forever, even if I were to go back to being a normal, diet, carnivorous diet. I don't know how you say it. But even if I were to do that, I would still make that taco pizza. That was bomb. And then there's this dish that I keep making. It's got, zucchini and squash, garlic, onions. It's got mushrooms in it, tomatoes. It's got this vegan meat. It's I don't know. It tastes like Mexican kind of meat. It's seasoned very spicily. It's delicious. All on a cauliflower. Oh, wait. That's the pizza. Never mind. I just eat the zucchini mix. Oh, and I put lentil beans in there. Didn't know what lentil beans were. Found out that everybody puts them in there. And then, boom. Now I eat lentil beans with everything. and chia seeds, which I thought you said chai seeds. It's very weird to me. I don't know. Let's see, I'm moving into my van finally full-time with my daughters, so I'll be posting on my actual YouTube, like, videos of us and updates and everything like that. I'm still going to try to do my podcast, obviously. I'll just try to keep those two things separate. I don't want one or the other, like, bleeding onto each other. So yeah, let me see what else I was gonna say, I don't have a band for today. Here's the thing, I unfriended, I had 1,200 friends on Facebook, all musicians, okay? And here's the thing, you get so wrapped up in local music that everybody starts essentially shitting on you for liking popular music. And don't get me wrong, I love local music, I love small bands, you know. But I also like popular music, like, I like Slipknot, I like Megadeth, I don't know, let me try and think, like, I like Slayer, I like Lamb of God, I like The Clash. I'm trying to think, like, I love modern, like, not modern, but popular punk music, especially old punk. And now, when you have that many local musicians, they just constantly are like, oh my gosh, you're so lame, why would you listen to that, you trendy ass motherfucker? And it's just stupid. Like, I will listen to your music and The Clash, okay? So anyways, my point is, I, like, unfriended almost everybody. I have 100 and something friends now. I went down from 1,200. And I feel great. I do. Also, I feel like it's important to point out that you would think that because people are musicians and in a world of culture, that they would be more progressive in their ideals. No. Some of these pieces of shit are so misogynistic and so backwoods and so racist. It's disgusting. And homophobic. Transphobic. It's maddening. You know, you listen to a band and you're like, oh yeah, the shit slaps. I definitely want to talk about them on my podcast. I definitely go to see them live. And then you see their fucking bassist posting transphobic shit all over their page. Going on like 10-day tangents about, oh, I guess I'm not allowed to have freedom of speech. Let's address that too. You are absolutely allowed to have freedom of speech. If you want to be a Nazi and say, hey, I'm a Nazi, go for it, okay? But also, on the same end, I'm going to deck you. And I will pay a fine. Okay? You are free to speak whatever you want to speak. You are not free from the consequences of that. And it is time that people start paying consequences. Make racists afraid again. Anyways, so, like, I don't have a new band on this episode. I don't. I apologize. I do suggest that you check out, like, see what Corey Scordo is up to with I Swallow Ghost. Check out Insanity Incarnate. Give them some streams. Like, go listen to their EP again. The last time I heard, they were still working on their full-length album. I know Corey is from I Swallow Ghost. I know he's working on a full-length album. He put a whole band together. I'm not sure if I had mentioned that in a previous episode. I know that the bassist, I don't want to mix their bands up, but let me get in here really quick. No. He's in here. He's on my Instagram. Anyways, his name is Nick. He started a band, and they're doing... Yeah, okay, so he's the bassist from Meliseum that I talked about. He has a new band, Cardigum. I think that's how you say it. Cardigum. Anyways, they're great. I love their fucking music. It's badass. Also, you should follow him on Instagram because he has a mullet and body mods, and he wears Daisy Duke shorts, and I just love it. So yeah, I don't have any band for today. I'm bummed because there's still no, like, foreseeable shows or festivals or, like, craft festivals. Like, nothing that I can tell. Oh, but my town is putting together, get this, my town is putting together a new kind of 4th of July celebration. I'm like, y'all rednecks cannot sit inside for one day. You can't go to the lake and mind your business for one day. So, yeah. Okay, so I wanted to read 2 quotes. Everybody keeps quoting How to Kill a Mockingbird. Or To Kill a Mockingbird, sorry. And they also keep quoting Martin Luther King. And I just wanted, this one is my favorite one from To Kill a Mockingbird. And it just says, I wanted you to see what real courage is, instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand. It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. And I feel like that is what people who started a protest and who started riots did. They were like, the likelihood of this producing any form of change is slim. But we're going to do it anyways because we are sick of this. And I'm so proud of everybody out there. I'm so glad to consider you fellow Americans. Like, you are wonderful. I hope that you are all safe. I have the utmost respect for you. And then I want to read you this one, because this one is often, there's 2 of them from this movie, and while this movie deals, more with, like, gangsters and blah blah blah, but it's still just a good quote. And if you know this movie, if you're Irish, you know this movie, okay? If you have, like, any Irish pride, you know this movie. But still, it applies to everybody when I say, like, it's my message to you to scream until you are heard and do not give up. Make them see your faces. Make them say your name. Okay? So this is from Boondock Saints. This is the courtroom scene. And he says, one second. He says, now you will receive us. We do not ask for your poor or your hungry. We do not want your tired and sick. It is your corrupt we claim. It is your evil that will be sought by us. With every breath we shall hunt them down. Each day we will spill their blood till it rains down from the skies. Do not kill, do not rape, do not steal. These are principles which every man of every faith can embrace. These are not polite suggestions. These are codes of behavior, and those of you that ignore them will pay the dearest cost. There are varying degrees of evil. We urge you lesser forms of filth not to push the bounds and cross over into true corruption into our domain. For if you do, one day you will look behind you and you will see we 3, and on that day you will reap it, and we will send you to whatever God you wish. And I just love it. Like, make them see your name. Now this one. Make them say your name. Make them see your face is what I meant to say, and I stuttered and mushed them together. This one is also from Boondock Saints. It's from the very beginning. in church, okay? The scene starts, they're in a Catholic cathedral. It's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And it says, "And I'm reminded on this holy day of the sad story of Kitty Genovese. As you all may remember, long time ago, almost 30 years ago, this poor soul cried out for help time and time again, but no person answered her calls. Though many saw, no one so much as called the police. They all just watched as Kitty was being stabbed to death in broad daylight. They watched as her assailant walked away. Now, we must all fear evil men, but there is another kind of evil which we must fear most, and that is the indifference of good men." And I literally say this so often because my family will argue with me until they are blue in the face about how it doesn't affect them. Why should they get involved? Because there's only one thing that is more pathetic than an evil man doing evil things, and that is a good man allowing that man to get away with doing evil things. You are just as guilty. You should be held just as accountable. So there's that. And I have a job interview in 10 minutes. So I'm going to be done. And I hope that you all have a great day. I'm sorry if this podcast episode was all over the place, but this is how I want to do things. I'll get better at taking notes and coming prepared, and I'll start editing eventually. But anyways, I want to talk about realer stuff. I want to be more real, if that makes sense. So have an awesome day. Black Lives Matter. Period. And happy Gay Pride Month. Be gay, do crime. Which right now is kind of what we need you guys to be doing. Okay, bye-bye.